will guide border management for the two countries. The Gambian delegation headed by Sekou Sanyang and the Senegalese delegation headed by Colonel Samba Fall will in the next 2 days look thoroughly into border issues, thrust out pending issues, review the historical delimitation and demarcation of the two countries' borders, and then adopt a final communique. Speaking at the opening ceremony, the permanent secretary in charge of administration at the Ministry for Regional Administrations, Lands and Traditional Rulers expressed hope that the meeting will produce the desired results.
It is my fervent hope that this meeting will exhaust discussions on all the pending issues relating to the proposed roadmap, the densification exercise, and the seeking of requisite plans for the implementation of the anticipated roadmap.
As if trying to make additional contribution before taking his leave, Mr. Sanyang added that borders nowadays should no more be perceived as obstacles, but instead as essential tools for international cooperation.
From now onwards, let nobody talk about border boundaries. Let us talk about border bridges. That is a fundamental shift. It's very important. It's not only for the question of semantics. It's a fundamental shift in the mental algorithm of our political leaders, and we must be seen to be implementing that.
Outgoing Senegalese ambassador to the Gambia, Professor James Singate, said considering the social, cultural, economic and political affinity of the Gambia with Senegal, the move to enhance the management of borders is in the interest of the citizens of both countries. Failure to do that, he went on, amount to undermining the rights of citizens to move freely as well as hinder trade between the two countries. Sekou Sanyang, also permanent secretary technical and border issues at the ministry, explains to me the essence of the meeting and its value to the Gambian.
The importance of this border meeting is to ensure lasting peace and tranquility between the two sister republics, the Republic of the Gambia and the Republic of Senegal. 2010, we met with the Senegalese at the Corentia Atlantic Hotel to discuss border issues. We made field trips to some border areas, precisely around Dasilami, Tranquil area, where we looked at the location of some boundary pegs along our common border. And there we were able to establish which part falls within the Gambia and which part falls within Senegal.
What importance will this be to the Gambia, to both countries? Because somebody may be curious to know that you people are meeting, and how does that affect him or her?
Right. Border issues, you will quite agree with me, are very, very important to clarify. For instance, to say this is Gambia and this is Senegal, it is very, very important so that the other one would not go into the other's territory. By doing that, that is maintaining your own territorial integrity.
The two teams, well supplied with both professionals and technocrats, have before them the task of reviewing the demarcation process according to the African Union Border Program principles, discuss a funding mechanism, the establishment of pegs along their common borders, also known as densification, review legal and historical delimitation and demarcation before adopting a final communique on Friday. Maudou Lamine Cissé, Grts News.
Top military officers today witnessed the official commissioning of communication equipment donated to Gambia Armed Forces by the U.S. Africa Command. Astumani was at the Joint Operations Center for the ceremony, and she now reports. Salute! Return!
Attaining the highest standards of professionalism for a modern, robust and efficient security force, not only capable of defending the country's territorial integrity, but one with sound structure to respond to the changing global security requirements, have been a long-standing policy objective of government. This desire has over the years culminated in massive reforms in the armed and security forces to meet the desired goal and the aim of the body. The Joint Operations Center, which consists of all security apparatus, was formed to better identify, combat and prevent illicit narcotics trafficking and other transitional threats, and the U.S. government through its Defense Department plays a crucial role in the drive to attain these.
The project was executed in pursuance to a bilateral agreement between the two countries to strengthen the ongoing surveillance and interdiction activities for the purpose of identifying, combating, preventing, and interdicting illicit narcotics trafficking and other transnational threats.
The man who many commended for the gains registered was Lieutenant Colonel Souza, who is the outgoing U.S. Defense Attaché to the Gambia. But he believes that the leadership of the Gambia and that of his country share similar interests, which he says is crucial in their area of cooperation.
The Gambia and the United States have a partnership based on common interests for regional security to enable development, primarily in the areas of maritime and riverine security, counter-narco-trafficking, peacekeeping, and other trans-regional security threats that menace the sub-region. I would like to salute the Gambia for excellent interagency cooperation. You see before you police elements, drug enforcement agency elements, revenue authority elements, customs elements, fire elements. It's very impressive how interagency the Gambia works. And this JOC is a testament to that, where every day people from all the different elements of security services come to work together to communicate and coordinate with the government on behalf of Gambian security. That's very impressive.
The Gambian leadership, according to a senior U.S. diplomat, is committed to the maintenance of peace and security, not only in the country but in the sub-region as a whole. Cindy Craig says the country should serve as a role model for the rest of the region.
I was told that all the Gambian security agencies maintain a desk officer at the Joint Operations Center, and this is important because security challenges today cannot be handled by just one single agency. It requires men and women of various uniforms working together to produce results. We commend the Gambia for recognizing the reality and moving further to institutionalize it. The Gambia's Joint and Marine Operations Centers are models for other countries, and we therefore implore you to continue to work on the interagency team theme.
The program at the Joint Operations Center culminated with the cutting of the ribbon by the Minister of Works and Infrastructure and the decoration of outstanding people who contributed immensely to the modernization efforts of the Gambia Armed Forces. Officials went to Gamtel House where repeaters were fixed as part of the equipment donated, plus the handheld radios, which many say will enhance the surveillance and communication skills of the body. The last stop was the Maritime Operations Center, where, like previous places, the team went on a tour of the area. The outgoing officials were hosted to a lunch by their counterparts to show their appreciation for the relentless efforts by the U.S. government to develop the skills of the security forces. For GRTS News, I am Aissatou.
The Banjul Magistrates Court has rescheduled the $2 billion case against 14 people, including senior officials of the Gambia Revenue Authority, charged with various counts after the release of adverse reports against them by the Tax Recovery Commission. Ibrahim Ajata has the rest of that story.
Milling crowd moving towards the Banjul Magistrate Court. It's June the 13th, day of the scheduled hearing in the freshly evolving multi-billion-dollar criminal case against 4 senior officials of the Gambia Revenue Authority and 10 others facing various counts of perjury, making false and misleading statements, defrauding government tax, and uttering false documents, among others. It is the end result of the Tax Recovery Commission set up by government to look into issues of tax evasion dating from 1999 to 2011. 14 people, who include 4 senior GRA officials, legal attorneys, and businessmen, have been charged on 14 criminal counts, which include 2 counts of economic crimes specifically against the 4 senior GRA officials. Now, all accused persons denied the charges against them in their first and initial arraignment here at the Banjul Magistrate Court, which consequently granted bail to all accused persons except the 4 GRA officials in the sum of $300,000. Prosecutors allege that the 4 GRA officials squandered more than $2 billion during their terms in office. Relatives, onlookers, and legal attorneys filled every available seat and space well before the arrival of the principal magistrate, Taiwo Alagbe Ade. It could be recalled that only 11 of the 14 accused formally took their pleas in the previous sitting. Thus, when the case was called today, one of the absentees in the initial arraignment, Mohammed Krubali, made his plea denying the charges of perjury against him. His defense attorney, Christopher Mene, quickly applied for bail after his plea on the basis that Krubali, who is the 5th accused in the case, is a responsible family man and a high-standing person